My name is Dr. Brendan O'Neill. I'm the Director of Graduate Studies in the School of Archaeology in UCD, also an Assistant Professor in Experimental Archaeology Material Culture and the Co-Director for the Centre for Experimental Archaeology Material Culture more generally. Yep. Let's see if we can make the presentation work. For today, for this very short kind of introduction to our master's programs, I just want to first of all give you a sense of the structure within our masters, and then talk to you about a couple of the programs that we have on offer. The School of Archaeology is the foremost archaeological research institution in Ireland, and our teaching programs focus on archaeology in Ireland as well as overseas. Our aim is to equip graduates to contribute to archaeology and heritage management across the globe with key concepts developed from understanding the internationally acclaimed Irish archaeological record. And that really is our dual focus within the School of Archaeology, teaching both through the Irish collections but also internationally. And you can see that through our staff research projects as well as the modules on offer. For anybody who would like more information on anything that I mentioned today, we've got the School of Archaeology website that has all information on not just individual programs but also on staff as well. If you want to email me directly, my email address is there as well. Masters archaeology and the archaeology at UCD are our school administrators. So for kind of general questions about application process and things like that, they would be good points of contact. So the general structure of our master's programs, we have several different taught postgraduate programs all happening at the same time. They all share the same structure, and it's for a good reason. Essentially, all of our programs have core modules within them, modules that you have to take, and also electives that you can choose to take. The core modules for one program will be the electives for other programs, and so on and so on. So you get to choose kind of different flavors of program depending on which one you're doing. So imagine if you took MSc in hunter-gatherers, you would have core modules, hunter-gatherer 1, hunter-gatherer 2, but then you could choose maybe some archaeology subject or experimental archaeology subject or world heritage component to really kind of tailor make your particular degree experience, but within your chosen subject. So we work on a 3-trimester system. It's a 1-year intensive program over 3 trimesters. So that would be your autumn, spring, and then into summer trimesters. The first trimester will be the autumn trimester. And here you will have, this is basically, in most of our programs, it will be your theory and methodology. So giving you the background of the subject, really. You have, typically speaking, 1 or 2 cores within that trimester. It's 12 weeks long. And then you would select from, as I said, your electives come from the other core modules in other programs. Each trimester is 30 credits, 3 30-credit trimesters equaling 90 credits, 90 credits equaling a master's. And so you just have to ensure that you have 30 credits per trimester in taught programs in trimesters 1 and 2. In the second trimester, it's probably in most of the modules, or most of the programs, I should say, more of a focus on developing practical skills. So be that excavation skills or experimental archaeology, or in World Heritage, there may be more of an emphasis on field trips and getting out onto heritage sites. Again, this is very similar structure to the first trimester. You're looking for 30 credits. You will take your cores, which you have to take, which will either be 10 or 20 credits, and then you will supplement the rest with electives. One of our taught postgraduate streams is the graduate diploma programs, and these are part of all of the various programs, be it World Heritage, Experimental Archaeology, Hunter-Gatherer, or Archaeology. This is 60 credits over two taught trimesters, and then you can graduate with a graduate diploma. If you decide to progress on into the trimester 3, your research trimester, and do a dissertation, this will give you the additional 30 credits that will lead to your master's degree award. Basically, this is over the summer. Again, it's a 12-week period, and you will have worked with through various modules, and as well with your program directors and members of staff to develop a thesis idea that then you run in that summer trimester. So it's very much the design, enactment, and then writing up of your own research within that trimester. Just want to spend a little bit of time going through some of our programs to introduce you to the main kind of subjects that we cover at top postgraduate level. MSc and graduate diploma in hunter-gatherer archaeology is one of our newest programs, and it is offered as an on-campus part-time or full-time. So full-time would be 1 year, part-time would be 2 year suite of programs. As I said, you can elect to take the graduate diploma, which would be 60 credits, or the MSc, which would be 90 credits. So basically the difference between 2 or 3 trimesters. The MSc and graduate diploma in hunter-gatherer archaeology is for students interested in the fascinating and remarkable world of hunter-gatherers. Understanding these ways of life provides vital perspectives on human identity and the challenges and opportunities societies face today. And essentially, this is a program designed about deconstructing and then reconstructing our understandings of hunter-gatherer peoples and societies, what that means both in the past and today, and how we can better interpret them over time. The program coordinator for this module is Professor Graham Warren, and Graham is also involved in excavating Mesolithic and hunter-gatherer sites, and also as part of the hunter-gatherer research group CHAGS as well. Our next program is the MSc and graduate diploma in archaeology. Again, this is our longest standing program within the School of Archaeology, our longest standing top postgraduate program. And similar to hunter-gatherers, it's offered as an MSc or graduate diploma over 1 year full-time or 2 years part-time. In this program, in the archaeology program, we can explore the origins and character of past societies, population, migration, and the relationship between human behavior, landscapes, material culture, and climatic and environmental change. This is very much the kind of broad-based archaeology where you will learn skills such as GIS or excavation skills, but also interpretation of monuments and various kind of theoretical structures for thinking about archaeology more generally at that kind of deeper level. Our next program is MSc and graduate diploma in experimental archaeology and material culture. Again, the exact same as the other programs. We were mirroring this as you can do MSc or grad dip. It can be 1 year full-time or 2 years part-time. The MSc in experimental archaeology and material culture is very much based around the idea of archaeology being a discipline of things, and with an emphasis on material culture. Within the first trimester, you will learn about the kind of theory and methods, the background of experimental archaeology, and within the rest of the program, you will basically enact that theory and methodology in various different modules, looking at material, not just material culture, but also a range of different archaeological facts, and applying experimental methods to try and elicit more data from them. Coming to the end of our on-campus programs, we have the MSc and graduate diploma in World Heritage Management and Conservation. Again, 1 year full-time or 2 years part-time. Although non-EU students can only take full-time due to immigration regulations with this program. MSc program, the MSc program in World Heritage Management and Conservation has been conceptualized to address the skills and knowledge required to help heritage managers in solving heritage conservation and management problems, enabling them to directly contribute to Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. And it's very much a kind of an intensive program aimed at a wide range of people, including people interested in joining kind of heritage management positions or becoming heritage managers, or for heritage managers themselves who want to return and upskill into this space, particularly with a view to bringing together natural and cultural heritage in a unique way towards these kind of sustainable development goals. Just to note, we also have online programs. So here we have our 2 graduate certificate programs, one in experimental archaeology, material culture, one in hunter-gatherer archaeology and anthropology. These programs allow people from across the world who maybe can't join us in UCD for a year or more, or professionals who can't take the time off work, for them to also engage with these programs, and kind of maybe even people return to education thinking about thinking about adding to their education experience, and yeah, kind of this is a good way to understand the needs, or understand what will be asked of you, the requirements within a program. You'll get to practice some academic writing, you get to practice using some of the sources, and it's a nice entryway into coming back to education as well. This leads me to our flagship online programs. This is MSc Grad Dip and Grad Cert in World Heritage Conservation. It's very similar to the World Heritage Management Conservation on campus program, except this is specifically designed for people who can't come to UCD and or who are professionals who need to work full time and also take on kind of additional accreditation. What you can do with this is start on a grad cert program, and then in year 2 move on to a graduate diploma program. Year 3 move into an MSc program. So at any stage you can kind of leave programs at the level that you want, while at the same time progressing it through to a full MSc if indeed you want, over the 3-year part-time degree program. And that's just more information on that. I suppose it's good to note before coming to the end of this that there are financial supports available, and we have a kind of a range of them both in the school and outside the school as well. So if you go into our website and look up funding and supports, you'll see a range of different links. The 2 that I'd like to point out specifically today are the K. Mahon bursary, and also the School of Archaeology CSSL Global Scholarship bursaries or scholarships. These have been designed for people applying specifically to the School of Archaeology, and are managed by the School of Archaeology. Basically, upon applying for your program, you would also apply for these scholarships as well. And it's a competitive process, but there's a number of different scholarships available for people who need that kind of assistance. I'm going to pass over to now one of our newly graduated or newly finished students, Mairead, who is going to talk you through some of her experiences with the program and applying, and then during it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Brendan. So yes, as Brendan said, my name is Mairead. I was in the class of 2025 for the MSc program, so I turned in my dissertation in August. Let's see, am originally from the US, so I'm an international student, and I was able to avail of the CSSL School of Archaeology global scholarship, which significantly eased the financial side of coming to UCD to do the master's program. I selected UCD for a couple of reasons. In undergrad, I was really interested in late prehistoric Irish archaeology, and my undergrad is from the University of Pittsburgh. Um, it's difficult in the US to study Irish archaeology, and so with the help of my undergraduate supervisors and advisors, I found the UCD programs and was able to submit an application. I did the MSc Archaeology, but one of the really wonderful things about the School of Archaeology and the way that all of these master's programs are structured is that you're all in similar classes together through the whole time, similar modules, which builds a really wonderfully interconnected community. So I have some really close friends who are in the experimental program. I have some friends who are in the heritage management program. And you get to sort of you get exposed to a lot of different kinds of thought, of material, of sources, ways of doing archaeology, heritage management, thinking about the human past, which is fantastic. I am currently, having finished, working as a tutor for the School of Archaeology for Brendan at the moment, just finishing up a module with Brendan. I additionally have, through the school, been prepared for work and employment both in and outside of the academic sector. So I have a commercial contract coming up, a short commercial contract. I'll be doing commercial archaeology for a bit, and I'm preparing for a PhD as well. So these programs are really excellent. The staff support is really excellent for preparing for whatever you may see your next steps beyond this 1 to 2 year master's being. Again, the staff have been really wonderful. With the support of a couple of staff members and my supervisor, the supervisor for my dissertation, I'm preparing that research for publication at the moment. And I had a meeting earlier today about that. So a really fantastic community, both in terms of academic excellence, but also a community that wants to see you succeed in the ways that you want to succeed. That's been my experience with UCD primarily. I think in some ways being uncertain of maybe what you're interested in is really an excellent spot to be in. There's a lot of opportunities for exploration. So whether you know exactly, what the kind of archaeology you want to do, or you're kind of just getting into figuring that out, being open to those exploration and those learning opportunities is definitely important.
So first of all, how does the research in the School of Archaeology influence the teaching on the different master's programs?
Thanks for that. It's actually a very good question. So we work on the broad principle of research to teaching. So most of us will teach at least one module into our specialist subject. So my specialist subject is experimental archaeology, material culture, also early medieval Ireland. I teach into them. Our modules tend to be framed around our most recent research, this special thing. So that lets us both communicate that kind of very up-to-date, fresh research, but also it kind of gives us a place which in classrooms where we can kind of, as a soundboard as well, that research can be interrogated, it can be questioned at source, and often, kind of as Mairead said, they're often the master's topics. Not all master's topics, but some master's topics will come from research existing within the school that then will go on, or that can go on to be published, or people involved in that join onto research clusters. And I've recently published with one of my previous master's students there only a couple of weeks ago, and then also I'm writing up with one another. This and again, it's co-authorship. We're doing it together. It's collaboration, and that's kind of one of the things that I really like about that kind of structure is it's not we leave the supervisor kind of relationship and we become very much a collaboration. It's really nice to see.
Great. And so the question just came in, what is the class structure like? How long are classes? How many classes per day, etc.?
So at master's level, it would depend on your subjects, but let's say most modules, I'll give the general kind of thing, allow for some wiggle room. You'll likely have somewhere in the region of 3 modules per trimester. There'd be 10 credit modules, and then within that, each module might have anywhere between usually 2 contact hours, maybe 4 contact hours during the week. There'll be 2 hour blocks or an hour and 50-minute blocks together. But some modules will have, say, an in-class 2 hour session and then a practical 2 hour session. So that's roughly. It doesn't sound like a lot when you kind of put it together. It kind of is about a day or a day and a half that you need to be in class. But what you really need to kind of factor into a master's is an awful lot of the teaching or the learning, I should say, within a master's is done. It's self-guided, it's reading, it's preparing, it's working with colleagues in group projects, it's thinking, it's doing them things, because the difference between undergraduate and postgraduate is we're very much asking, you've been trained, you've got your fundamentals. We're very much asking now for you to be involved in it, for you to put yourself into it. So within that kind of your understanding, your ideas, and to do that, you've got to have read and prepared. And so while it might be a day and a half overall on campus, that could be spread over the whole week. It might be a day and a half in raw hours on campus. It's an intensive 1 year program, is what I'd say. It requires that kind of input.